All right, everyone. Looks like everything look good. All right, so we are gonna finish these Akira sketch cards for the Patreon, and then ooh, nails are gross. Anyway, we're gonna finish these up. That's it. That's what we're doing today. I've inked 3 of them, and so no, I've penciled 4, inked 3. So we have like 10 more to go. Honestly, shouldn't take that long. Oh, I forgot. Drop a link where you can join the Discord. Hello, to what's going on? Yeah, because we have a lot of this is my digital digital art desk. The traditional art desk we have is it's over here, but I have all my cameras set up for the digital setup. So once we finish this, we're actually gonna go back to doing more digital stuff. So I didn't want to have to move. I basically didn't want to have to move everything. I just reposition the cameras, and we can do these sketch cards on here at my computer desk instead of my art desk. Working on anything good? We're working on some Patreon sketch cards today. So the topic that was chosen for this next set of sketch cards is Akira. Akira. Reading it, I would understand because there's like 9,000 pages or something like that. But that's an exaggeration, but I know it's long. And I know that the movie isn't for everybody. I'm a huge animation fan, and I think I have like a nostalgia for it because it was one of the first animes I had ever watched when I was younger. We had like bootleg copies of it, my cousins, and when I go back and watch it now, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty slow. I do think it can be pretty boring for some people. It's very nihilistic, right? So that's not for everybody. Yeah, when you look at everything that's involved, I don't know if anyone here is like a big movie nerd. I am. I remember I had watched a few documentaries talking about what was involved in the process of making Akira, and I was like, fucking crazy, dude. I think it's the best looking anime movie that's ever been put out. All things considered. Yo, what's up? Oh, that's Street Fighter. Yeah, what a great time period, right? Between like the middle 80s and like middle 90s. What like a gold mine of anime. Jory, what's going on? I'm doing well. I actually got like 6 hours of sleep last night, so I actually feel pretty good. That's why we didn't stream last night. I was just like, I was feeling it. I was so tired. I was just like, we can either stream or we can just go to sleep. So I decided to be responsible and just get a little bit extra sleep because we had another doctor's appointment this morning. So I was like, all right, let's just go knock out. Yeah. Anyway, so I feel really good today. Yeah, feel really good today. So what we have planned is we have to finish these Patreon cards. That's it. That's all we have planned for the today's stream. Nothing crazy. Can y'all believe it's Friday already? I like the week is gone again? Wait, is it Thursday or Friday? It's Friday. Oh my god. And this brush is like bleeding really badly. I must have pushed too much ink into it. Like it's getting hard to control. So I have to really kind of empty out what's being fed in the brush right now so that I can get a little bit more control. Malcolm, what's up? Is she still making videos? She didn't go like off the rails like a lot of like kids celebrities do, right? As long as you just continue to make harmless internet videos, you know, make a little bit of money. That's a good life right there. Oh yeah? Damn. Hey, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of their podcast. I know in the past I've watched clips of certain things, but I don't think I've ever watched an entire episode of like their podcast. Seems pretty fine. Yeah, I think Double Toasted, The Weekly Planet. I guess those are the only podcasts I listen to. And they basically talk about the same things. Y'all know I had a podcast. Who was around for the Draw Hard podcast? Now, who was anyone here around when I had the Draw Hard podcast? I guess this was what, 2017 era. Oh, let me get this down and then I'll talk about it. So the Draw Hard podcast was I figured because I was going around to so many conventions, I had access to like a lot of artists, right? And I was just like, you know, I would ask people if they wanted to be on. I'll just ask random artists, and then I was like, we could just shoot something after the con, right? But most people were really tired, so a lot of them didn't give me the time of day. So I ended up just like getting my friends on there, and I would just talk to them, ask them questions about like how they ran their business and like, you know, just their opinions about certain art things. And that's kind of all it was. But I stopped being able, like I wasn't able to get enough people. And that's when I realized I was just like, how am I going to how can I possibly keep this podcast sustainable if like I have to rely on people and people are unreliable? So that's why I couldn't keep doing it, because I was just like, well, everything I have to talk about for myself, I have in my YouTube series already. So when I was trying to shoot this, I was just like, I can't sustain this because I can't get enough people to agree to it. You know, I offered different ways to pay them, you know, and it would just be like a 30-minute thing. So it's not like I was offering to pay them a lot. And plus I didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I was just like, but I still offered to pay some people. So I ended up just having to get my friends because they would do it for free. And I was just like, dude, like, and I get it, you know, 2017, I'm just a nobody. So they're just like, you, I don't want to be on your fucking podcast. You know what I'm talking about? I get it. People are a bit tired after a convention and all that. So I'm not blaming them for saying no. I'm just saying that's why the podcast, that's why I had to drop it. I was just like, I'm not going to put this effort into something that's solely reliant on other people. Remember when I was, when COVID came around, this was probably a little bit before a lot of you tuned in as well. Before I started going really hard on Twitch, I was working on a YouTube series where I had scripts and like storyboards and stuff about how I would shoot individual episodes, and it was almost the same concept as the Draw Hard podcast. I was reaching out to artists who I knew, not random artists anymore. These are people who I've made friends with over time, and I was willing to like fly out to them and like just go meet up with them and shoot these more like documentary styles. Like I wanted to see what their work, like their offices were like, and what life for them was like now that COVID was going on, right? Like how a lot of them transitioned into moving their business away from cons. And that didn't happen, again, because I had to fucking rely on people to, you know, make time, whether or not, you know, even if I offered to pay them. So that was another reason that series didn't go through. And then I slowly realized, finally, I was just like, nah, fuck everybody. You don't want it, I don't want to do it. Yeah. I had one. He's a cosplayer. His name's Lawrence. He was down as fuck. He let me come over to his place and like, we shot all day, and he was hella cool. He's busy as fuck too, and he still made time. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop his link right now. And I get it. People have their own lives, and I'm not saying anything bad about people who didn't want to come on, but it's more of like a my thing where I was just like, oh, okay, I see. It's like, yeah. Anyway. For those who were around during that era, that's why the podcast stopped, and that's why the that YouTube series never took off. Liltube says, I want to do a thing that I need people to agree to just talk to you about a book they've never heard of and react to it, like absolutely no effort, but just listen to you. You can't find enough people to make that happen. Yeah, but you know, people's time's valuable, you know, so I kind of don't blame anybody for not wanting to do it. That's the worst part, where I'm just like, dude, I fucking get why you wouldn't want to do it. So you can't get mad at anyone, but at the same time, you're like, fuck, I can't do this without other people. That's why everything I do now is just all about me. Watching my videos, gotta be quiet. I can't hear myself talk to me about myself. What would be the what would be the hard part about doing it for yourself with that thing that you're doing? That's why, you know what I always say? I'm like, no, this is the Chris show. Everyone else, you're just episodes in it. Your work conditions got much worse, so life is a little stressful. Oh yeah? Hope everything works out. Hope you're alright. You think Akira is overhyped? We talked about this a little bit before everyone started rolling in. I could understand why people aren't fans of it. It's very short, or excuse me, it's very slow. I could see why people think it's pretty boring. And I admit, I think I might just have a soft spot for it, because it was one of the first animes in general I had ever watched. Bootleg back in the 90s, right? With my cousins. I say to this day, it's, all things considered, I think it's the best looking anime ever to this day. Just of everything, all the work that went into it. Like, everything's a fucking painting in that, dude. Like, everything is a fucking painting or a drawing. Homegirl took and when it comes to story for the anime, for the movie, I could understand it, like, because they're trying to cram like 20,000 pages of manga into one movie. How the fuck are you supposed to do that? So there's so much stuff in there that's like underdeveloped. I get that too. It's not just slow, there's a lot of underdeveloped stuff that's in there. I think half of the, I don't know, maybe half, I think a majority of the hype for Akira is the art and the time it came out. So to go from you know, like, there used to be commercials that would air, oh god knows what channel it was airing on. There used to be commercials that aired for Akira. I remember this when I was younger. It would be, you know, it would show the commercial, then a phone number you have to call and to order it. And I remember on the commercial it would be like, this isn't your regular for kids cartoons. This is from this is adult Japanimation. So call now. And you know what I'm talking about? Like, so I think yeah, I don't think it was done when the movie came out. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going, a lot of it was, I think, because of the time it came out. Like, you go from not knowing anything about anime in the West to getting something like Akira, you know? Like, even if it came out now, people will be like, this looks fucking ridiculous, like, artistic wise, yeah. But anyone who says it's boring, I feel you. I get you on that. Yeah, the time it came out, but you have to, like, there's so much stuff that has taken things from Akira at this point that it's just like, if something like this were released now, you'd be like, whatever, because you're desensitized, because a lot of the concepts and like art direction in it has been carried over into other stuff already. Wicked City. let's draw some Wicked City stuff right now. Gotta refill this pen. Give me a second. I'm refilling it the lazy way. You trying to open a bank account? France today. That was a process. So once we finish these Patreon sketch cards, we should be open to start working on the Teen Titans drawing 100%. I think this is it. I think I'm caught up on all my work when we're done here. Which means we can go and finally go to the Teen Titans drawing full time. Don't talk about Tetsuo's hairline. It's not his fault. It's all them drugs. It's all those pills he be taking. Hair loss is a side effect. You have a couple of Copics. Do you like them? You haven't had time to make any forms of art recently? Definitely a different medium than the number 2. Is there a learning curve? Yeah, like with anything, there's you know what it is? My opinion is, I think with Copics, if you learn how to blend with them, that's kind of all you need. Because okay, anyone who wants to get into Copics, I always recommend they don't buy big pre-constructed packs, because a lot of the times those packs will sell you colors that you're either not going to use, or that like a lot of the colors are so similar to each other that you're better off just buying individual colors. Then it doesn't feel like so expensive right away. You know, you buy those packs, those pre-constructed packs, they're expensive. If you buy individual markers, it's not that bad. You know, buy a marker and buy a refill for that one marker. It will set you back like what, not even 20 bucks. I always tell people get the grays, start off with grays, work on your values, work on your values and your blending, and then from there, yeah, because for the longest time, I use just neutral grays, warm grays, and cool grays. I still do that majority of the time now. You could build your warms, neutrals, and cool gray set 5 each, so you can have 15 markers, and you could honestly, that's it. There's a lot of professional artists who only work in that. When I do commissions at conventions, I only work in warm and cool, and if I feel frisky, I'm bringing the neutral grays with me. For Copics, there's a few things to keep in mind with Copics. It's the thicker the paper you have, the more ink you're going to be able to put on for blending, and you're going to get better blending with it, right? I like to blend from dark to light. When I see a lot of artists who blend from light to dark with their Copics, and that's more power to you, but I like to go from dark to light. And that, when I blend from dark to light, because like when you go from light to dark, you have to go like, if you're going from light to dark, you have to put down your, like, so this is 0, this is a C0, right? So you have to go 0, and then you have to slowly build it up, right? So then C1, and build it up, blend there, go C2, blend it up, go there, C3, all right? If you go the other way, you go from dark to light, you can go like C3, right? You find your shadows. You could skip 2, you go C1, all right? You could just skip every color, and that means you have to buy half as many markers. These are little hacks that I found for myself, because I'm too cheap. Kopik, if you're listening, sponsor the stream. I like watercolor. I like the look of watercolor. Interesting, like in a good way or bad way? Has anyone here played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door? My opinion, the best Paper Mario game. But curious, has anyone here played it? I say best Paper Mario game like there's that much competition. There's the first Paper Mario game, Thousand Year Door, which is just a refined version of the original game, and that's it. Everything else sucks. Oh yeah, watercolor. If you don't get the right paper, even if you get watercolor paper, it'll start to warp. I mean, any paper could only take so much water, right? Anyway, I'm bringing up Paper Mario because my wife never played any of the Paper Mario games. We played Origami King for the Switch like 2 years ago or whatever, and I was really hyped for it, and I didn't even bother looking up any reviews. But you guys know the only time I play video games is like when I designate like video game days to hang out with the wife, and we like to play video games together. And Origami King is okay, but the battle system in that makes it like unplayable to me. So if you haven't played Origami King, the overworld is like regular Paper Mario. It's really fun. It's really cool, colorful, looks great. You go into the battle sequence, you have to solve a puzzle at the beginning of every fight. Like you enter the battle and you have to solve a puzzle before you could fight. And it's I can't believe how much it slows the game down. Don't play it is all I'm saying. Don't play Origami King. Don't do it. Don't do it. So now that the wife is feeling a lot better, her recovery is going well, by the way. Now that she's feeling a lot better, I think this weekend we're gonna play Thousand Year Door, which is why I brought it up. I appreciate all the well wishes that y'all have sent over the past few weeks. Yeah, we have she's going through daily radiation and weekly chemo, and she's been able to bounce, like she's doing really well, like surprisingly well. So yeah, I think this weekend we're gonna hang out for a little bit, and then that's why I'm finishing all my work. And then this weekend we're gonna play some games, and then Monday we're going Teen Titans full time. We're a week late. I know that we were supposed to start the Teen Titans full time this past Monday, but I just got backed up with so much work. But Monday though. Raft? Raft, is that the one where you it's on like it's on Steam and Game Pass, right? I know which one that is. If I'm thinking of the right game. You have to kind of like solve puzzles to try to get your raft. Like you build onto it, and then you have to like solve puzzles to get across, right? That's like the whole game. Oh yeah, the movie looks good. I think the trailers look great. But we'll see. Been bamboozled by trailers in the past. It definitely looks like they put a lot of care into that movie. But we'll see. I don't care about the casting. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is it going to be a fun movie when it comes out. Doesn't even need to be like good. It doesn't need to be accurate. If it's fun, that's all I care about. That's the language I speak. That's just internet talk. That's just, you know. All right, you know, it's fascinating to me. Which this kind of goes. Hold on, my dog is scratching at my door. Hey, did you lose something? You know what I find interesting? of all the things that you could be doing on the internet. You could be learning a new skill, you could be learning a new career, you could be doing anything. There's so much education or crazy depraved stuff that you could be consuming. All this insane stuff. My dog is messing with the stopper on the bottom of the door, that little, you know what I'm talking about? A little dingle stopper on the door. Anyway. So if you hear a weird like boing 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 sound, that's coming from goofing off back there. But the potential of all the different things you could be doing on the internet, and instead you choose to like argue with people on a bird app. Fascinating, right? Not even argue. You're just like shouting. Arguing would imply that you're actually listening to other people. Like, go play some video games. Like, that's way more productive than arguing with people online or shouting at each other online. It's just crazy to me. That's how people would choose to spend their time. As somebody who doesn't have a lot of free time, I sit there and I'm like, wow, could I do that? Screaming into the void is, I get that. You know what? That's a good point. Sometimes it's nice to just let loose, right? Can you pirate a game? I don't support pirating games. Unless you don't have access to it otherwise. So, we'll say, for example, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. If it was available on the Switch, I would buy it, right? If my GameCube was still working, I'd play it there, you know? But that means the only option you have to play it is pirating, you know? Officially, I'm against pirating. That's the official stance of pirating. That's the official stance of this channel. But, like, if there's a movie that you want and it's not available anywhere, you're like, it's not on any streaming service, I can't find the DVD of it anywhere, you know, it's just kind of like, it's not streaming online anywhere, you're just like, well, I'm just gonna have to... Shit. Yo, did anyone here play Pharaoh? It's like this early 2000s game. It's like SimCity, but like in ancient Egyptian times. because they're making like a remastered sequel to it coming out on Steam in like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh hell no. You had to buy Spider-Man No Way Home on iTunes because no streaming platform has it, I think. I know, didn't Disney Plus have it for a little while? Well, see, that's different because technically you could buy. No, wait. You said you had to buy it on iTunes because no other streaming service provided it, right? Yeah, I think for a little bit, then they had No Way Home for a little bit on there, if I remember right. And then they took it off. What does everyone have planned for the weekend? So I was writing something in the Discord earlier today, and my brain would just not register that it was February already. So I was just like, all right, so here's a plan for January. And then somebody was just like, dude, it's not January. And I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, time is going by hella quick, man. Alright, going to the grocery store tomorrow. It's like 14 minutes away. You just... Alright, hold on. My dog is like whining. I'm gonna go ahead and run and oh, fuck it. Here, I'll be right back.
Scared because somebody told you I was up to no good, but I'll be here waiting for the chance to take you out this neighborhood. There's a whole wide world for us to see. The only thing you gotta do is follow me, like a thief in the night. I'm coming for your heart, I'm coming for your heart. This time it's anything goes.
Okay, we're back.
Guess I'm just a selfish ghost.
Wow. I'm back. Um, can't have more than 2K in your bank account at any given time, or they'll stop benefits. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they made it really difficult for us to claim, you know, the short-term disability, not even long-term, like not even like real disability, like short-term disability here. And I mean, we've been paying into that. She's paying into that. Like anybody here in the US, you're paying into that shit like your whole life. And they make it super difficult and complicated to go get it when it's time. Just like insurance, you know, like fucking pay your premium on insurance for like how long, you know, your whole life, and then when it comes time to use it, well, how about this? How about that? How about that? All right, well, then we're gonna raise your rates after you use it. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking just kill everybody here. Speaking of which, I almost went to jail yesterday. I'm not trying to be a tough guy because I'm definitely not. But I almost went to jail yesterday. Like fucking there's some kid. I recognize him as a neighborhood kid here. He was doing the doorbell dash. You all know what doorbell dashing is? Uh he got the house a couple times. So my crazy ass, I just waited right there by the door. I just sat there for like I was like, I'm gonna sit here for 20 minutes. This motherfucker comes back, you know. So ding ding ding, you know, fucking bust out the door and I see him and I was just I was like shaking because I was just like I was so tired yesterday and like you know my wife's recovering and trying to sleep and this motherfucker's ringing the doorbell. He's some kid. I say kid. He's like 5. He's like 5'4", 5'5". You know, you grown ass man. You five. You five. Anyway, so I go out there. I start fucking yelling at him, and I was so close to just like smacking him. I don't want to beat up on a little kid, but I like he a grown ass man. So I was just like, I told him if you come around here. Anyway, I was crazy yesterday, and it could have went really bad. I'm chill now, but like I could have been real bad yesterday. So Yeah, they like ring the doorbell, then they run away. Like text my landlady, and I was just like, so it's this kid right here. You might want to contact his folks. And what I tell her, I was just like, you better fucking handle this, because we're trying to my wife's trying to recover over here, and he keeps fucking around. I'm gonna take care of him. Well, I text her some crazy shit like that, all angry. Uh, 17. No, this one, this one looked like a kid, but he's big. But basically, he's too grown to be doing stupid shit like that. Is all I'm saying. I was like one deep breath away from going to prison yesterday. Like, my God, I'm a pretty chill person in general. I'm definitely not a tough guy, 100% not. But I'm fucking crazy. Like, I have like anger issues. I'm one of those like 100% chill until you push me over the edge, especially when it's like unprovoked, right? If I did something stupid, I'll admit I did something stupid. I'll feel more like sad for myself, not sad, but like I'll feel more like remorseful. But if somebody does something that's just like unprovoked, I'm just like, I swear. You get that? You get drunk people? Oh, that sucks too. Silent treatment. Oh, not a fan of silent treatment in general. I used to be with a chick who would always do that silent treatment bullshit for like everything. Didn't know how to process. Like, just fucking tell me what's bothering you. No, I'm fine. Welcome to Chris's fucking venting corner, venting Friday. That's what this is. You try to figure out how it's your fault and that you shouldn't be mad. That's probably not a great solution either. Well, I mean, if it's genuinely your fault, then yeah, you should do that. But if it's not, it's 100% not. Fuck 'em. Fuck all of them. Silent treatment is like let's say for us as an example, this can go with like a relationship, like a girlfriend boyfriend, or like or even just like a regular friend. If somebody does something to annoy you, or like you're angry at them for something, instead of just telling them what's going on, you make it very clear that something is bothering you, but you don't tell them what it is. It's like a psychological thing where you're just like, well, something's bothering me, and I'm going to make sure that they know something's bothering me, but I'm not going to tell them what it is. That way they're always wondering what is bothering me, or what is bothering me, so that they can never have any peace of mind. That's what it is. It's some fucking childish shit. I don't fucks with that. All right, hold on. Wife needs me for something. hate to cut the stream short, but gotta take care of some stuff here. We will just have to try and stream later today, okay? Thank you for everybody for hanging out. Thank you for all the follows that we've been getting. Yeah, my bad. But thank you for hanging out. And I will see you guys in a little bit.